Okay guys, how is everyone? Squeaky Brakes here. Got a topic, and today's topic is, I wouldn't say advice per se, but more towards getting your first big bike. Now, I've had a discussion with a few other friends who are vloggers. Birds! Ah! Fuck! We're good, we're not gonna die. I've had a conversation with a few other friends about first big bikes, and there is a massive choice out there. You know, whether you're restricted or moving up from a 125 up to a full size bike, so you've got probably about 13 horsepower up to about... This bitch has been right up my arse, right? And now I bet you she's going to try and overtake me now. Or is she going right? Is she going right? She's not indicating. Nope, she is. Yay. Anyway, where was I? Getting sidetracked before I've even started. Right, okay, moving on to your big bike. Your first big bike. Now, what's the best choice? What are your options? Blah, 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 blah. Options? Too many to mention. Best option? This is entirely my opinion as well. This isn't, you have to do this. This is the law, temporarily. 600 restricted will be your best bet. Mainly because if you're like me and you're currently restricted for 2 years, a 600 will still give you all the power you need, the acceleration you need. If you go for something bigger, like a 750 or 800, you're restricting too much power. So you'd struggle to get used to it, and then once you do get the power restrictor off, and you just get tons of power thrown at you, you're gonna know about it. It's gonna kick you in the balls. Okay, so that's your first thing. If you're restricted, go for a 600 and restrict it. You have got your alternatives of buying a 250, which, if you want to, and you're going to be keeping it longer for 2 years, even when your restriction's over, then yeah, get your money's worth. But if you're only going to keep it for 2 years, I can't see the point in spending so much money on a 250cc bike, which is probably brand new, which costs more than a 600, which after the 2 year restriction, that gets taken out, and you've got a whole new bike. He's got a bike somewhere. So that's one thing, right? But in terms of power restrictions, things like that, that's my advice. Now, my second piece of advice, or what I've had a talk about, the best first big bike seems to be, in my eyes, this is not my personal opinion, I don't agree, but it's really popular with the phasers. The FZ6 seem really popular for a first big bike. I couldn't tell you the years, but I'll just have a quick picture of it now. There. And there's your picture, right? So that's what it is. Now, so if you're considering something like a phaser, right? From as far as I can tell, it's got what is it? 90? I think I was told 97 brake it had. Yes, last night. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. 97 brake, so that's enough power to start off with. What else has it got? It's a good size bike. It's not too tall. It's not too tall, it's not small, it's not too long. Well, it's got a lot of space for a lot of luggage. So if you plan on doing a lot of travelling, once you've got your first big bike, then in terms of space for luggage, it's got it all. You can fit so much on the tank, so much on the seat. It's a real touring bike. What are you doing here, fella? It's a perfect touring bike. So you got the speed and you got the touring. The looks, I don't agree with. I don't like the looks of it. Yeah, it's not everyone buys it for the looks in the first place. I love the look of my bikes. I really do. Why am I stalled that? Oh, that would have been bad on camera. But as you know, my first bike is a CBR 600F. Reasons? Because I'm a huge sucker for sports bikes. They are the best things on the planet in my eyes. So much fun, so much power. 600F instead of the RR because one, it's got a good seat for pillion use. Two, it's got a good seat to add loads of luggage, which I have had. I've had loads of, up to about 60 litres on the back at one point, and 20 on my tank. Now that's enough luggage. No, it's entirely depending on what you're doing. It will do it. It's got tons of speed. This is 108 brake, restricted down to 33, and it still gets me up to speed quickly and perfectly legally. What else? Sporty looks, sporty sound, sporty style. You can really throw this thing about. Great tyres on them, but that's entirely up to you really when it comes to tyres. It's a Honda engine, it's going to last. Yamahas, I've never owned one, but they just, I wouldn't say just as reliable than a Honda. They'd probably take more work, you know, but then still, you wouldn't spend all your time spending money on them. You know, at the end of the day, they're both Japanese bikes, so they can take a ton of abuse. The Pfizers, as far as I know, are very forgiving as well, just like this CBR. Very forgiving. So basically, I'm just going to put this out there now. If anyone who's just had their first bike and think it's better than anything else that's on the market, or you own a Phaser, which I'm sure a lot of people do because they seem so popular these days, then do a video response or get in touch with me some way. Twitter, YouTube, anything, get in touch. I'll always be online. Stay on, fella. So that's all it is for me, guys. First big bike, just take it easy, don't have too much power, and just be safe, guys. Alright, so that's enough from me. Bye!